everyone, it's great to see your smiling faces. My name is Victor Persaud. I'm a real estate broker here in Southwest Florida, servicing Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Bonita Springs, and Estero. I create content showcasing Southwest Florida through video and answer some of the most frequently asked questions on the internet. To stay up to date with our local area, be sure to subscribe and click that bell notification so you're kept up to date with the latest content. So, if you're considering moving or relocating to or from Southwest Florida, be sure to call, text, or email me. By the way, if you found one piece of information in this video helpful in any way, be sure to hit that like button, which helps my channel being found through YouTube's algorithm. Thank you in advance. Also, to engage in deeper conversations about our area, consider joining our Discord community, where you can ask specific questions and get specific answers from myself or residents from the area. In today's video, we're talking about things to consider when purchasing land here in Cape Coral, Florida. Some of these concepts will apply to homes as well. Since this is a very informative video, I have chapter section listed in the description box below where you could jump from topic to topic. And at the end of this video, I have a bonus tip to consider when purchasing land to build a single family home that will safeguard your investment. So stick around till the very end. Once you've decided on a property, here are some things to consider prior to purchasing. First, we will take a look at the dry lots. First of all, consider the rear exposure of your home. Would you want a north, south, east, west, and everything in between? Pro tip, for the rear exposure, southern exposure receives the most amount of sun year-round versus the northern exposure, which has partial sun, meaning the sunlight will not be beaming through your rear windows or your sliders. Next, we have land elevation. The only way to get a true elevation of a lot is to have a survey ordered. Also, if you want to know if you're in a flood zone or not, go to FEMA.gov and fill in your address, and the site will let you know if you're in a flood zone or not. In addition, call your insurance company and give them the address along with the survey to see what they would quote you as well. One quick trick to see the elevation required is to go around the neighborhood, look for new construction, and see how much fill dirt was put down to pour the concrete slab. You'll see a different color fill dirt versus the land itself. Next, we have the lot lines of a property. You can go to lipa.org, type in the property address, and see what the lot lines look like. The majority of lots in Cape Coral are rectangular in shape, so 80 by 125, 120 by 125, pie shaped, and the occasional quirky one as well. Once you do a survey, you will see where your lot lines are, buildable square footage, elevation certificate, easements, and setbacks. This will give the architect and or builder all the information needed to start the process and getting quotes, i.e. seawall, grading, fill dirt, land, or tree clearing. Freshwater properties do not have access to the open water like the Gulf of Mexico because they are blocked by dams. Now, when we are determining value of a freshwater property, you should take these things into consideration. How much water frontage do you have? This is important to know the cost of installing a seawall. What type of view do you have? For example, if you have a lake view, canal view, and depending on the canal, is it 30, 80, 120 feet or wider? Do you have a basin view or a preserve view, a pie-shaped lot, or a regular lot? While we're on freshwater properties, let's talk seawall. You have three different options when it comes to seawalls. First, you have the concrete seawall. Second, you have the rock wall. And third, you have a natural grade into the water. Obviously, there is a huge price difference between the seawall construction, and in my opinion, the type of seawall you install comes down to preference. For example, a graded backyard, the pros are, number one, it's the least expensive option, and it's easier to launch kayaks and water toys, and there's no maintenance involved. The cons, it's easier for critters to come into your backyard like alligators, water moccasins, and snapping turtles. You have a sloped backyard, not as many options to do certain amenities like playground, sitting area, things of that nature. Now, on the other hand, you have a rock wall or concrete seawall. You have somewhat of a leveled backyard with a bit more usable backyard space. The wildlife, on the other hand, you do have a barrier from them coming into your yard. However, if you have a concrete seawall or rock wall and your neighbor doesn't, then what difference does that really make? Moving on to saltwater properties. These properties are the more technical because there are many more factors to take into consideration. I intend to do my best while explaining this section. If things get confusing, drop it in the comment section below. So let's start with the type of views. The view is similar to freshwater properties, of course. For example, if you have a lake, mangroves, river, or canal width 30 to 180 feet, you have a basin view or a preserve view. These views are important. In addition to that, these type of properties that have these specific views carry a function to them. Let me explain. Depending on the width of the canal, this gives you the ability to park larger vessels behind your property and the ability to maneuver your vessel with a lot more ease versus having a tighter space to do it in. Does that make sense? Okay. So now, in addition to the width of the canal, we have to take into consideration the water frontage. With more frontage, you have to calculate not only the cost of the seawall, but also the type of dock size you're able to install, which is 25% of the canal width with a maximum of 40 feet. And the size of the vessel you'll be able to dock. Notice I said seawall, specifically concrete seawalls. That is the only type of seawalls that are allowed on saltwater canals. And additional costs that may occur with saltwater properties are mangroves. There is a cost to have them removed from the property, and it requires a permit. Mangroves cannot be taken out without a permit. If you do try to take out mangroves by yourself without a permit, you're going to be in deep trouble with the state. So I would definitely recommend getting a permit, contacting somebody knowledgeable that could do that on your behalf and mitigate those or remediate mangroves that are to the rear of your property. If you're a boater, here's some key factors to take into consideration when purchasing a saltwater lot in Cape Coral. First is the distance to open water. Second, bridges and clearances, of course. Side note, here we have the most elite school in the nation for sailing and the best properties, in my opinion, for docking your sailboat at your home with no bridges and, of course, large yacht docking as well. Third is the canal depth. Fourth, we touched on earlier, and that is frontage. Next, we have assessments. Assessments means the installation of city water and sewer. Some properties have assessments paid off. Others have a balance. Some have none at all because there is no sewer or water in that area. Generally, each property is assessed $20,000 for city water and sewer with a base street frontage of $20K. This may increase depending on the amount of the road frontage you have. If you purchase a property in an area that does not have city water and sewer, that means that you need to install well and septic. The cost of this vary, however, you can expect between $15,000 to $20,000 on average. Now, if you have septic and well, and the city water and sewer becomes available, it's mandatory that you connect to city water and sewer. The water plumbing cost is $1,500 for a regular residential home, and from there it goes up depending on the diameter of the service you have coming into the home. The septic system is required to be abandoned, and you need a permit for that along with the connections to the city sewer service. I've created a video regarding city sewer and assessments. Navigating the City of Cape Coral's website, you can click the info card here to watch that video. So one thing that we have to talk about is timing of a new construction home. So for example, if you're thinking about purchasing a property in North 1, city sewer and water will not be turned on until 2023. And that's what the reports say right now. That could change, of course, and it could be longer, or it could be shorter. But until then, if you're building a new home in this area, you really want to take into consideration the septic and the well. So if you're building a house in 2021 or 2022 and you plan on putting in septic and well, just accommodate for when 2023 comes along that you're going to have to connect to city water and sewer and abandon your septic and well. And there's no choice there. It's mandatory, or else you'll be fined. So hopefully that made sense. Okay, this was a lot to digest. Now you can see how many different factors that potentially affect your land or home buying purchase, right? Of course, but guess what? That's what I'm here for, to help educate and guide you through the process of navigating Southwest Florida real estate. So if there's something that you would like to know, more information, drop it in the comment section below, and I'll try my best to respond to all the comments. Or you can contact me directly. Now, for our bonus tip, there are certain key roads to stay away from when building a single family home, in my opinion. And those are main roads, one road away from main roads, areas that allow for duplex, triplex, quadplex, or any multifamily homes. Also, if you go on Google Maps and look at any of the main roads and one street east or west or north or south of the main road, you'll find that these type of properties, and usually they have a higher concentration of renters. My reasoning and experience have shown me that properties that are along this road in combination with single family homes are statistically selling for less money, and that includes land and homes. Check the link in the description where you can go to Cape Coral's website to check zoning. And regarding zoning codes, you can call the city and verify this as well. All right, so that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're thinking or even considering selling or purchasing a property here in Southwest Florida, be sure to call, text, or email me. I'd love the opportunity to connect with you. And if you want to know more about working, living, or playing here in Southwest Florida, then if you haven't already, be sure to smash that subscribe button, click that bell notification so you're kept up to date with the latest content. I've created a playlist here with everything that has to do with vacant land purchase, and this other playlist to tour the area of Cape Coral. Remember, own more real estate.